and of course I'm also very excited, in fact, with all the new technology. Every day is every day is a new day, and everything is an eye opener to me. So well, I'm still picking up, but at the same time, I'm very happy to collaborate with all the agencies and also private sectors to promote science, technology, and innovation.
Okay. In your opinion, what is the most exciting technological advancement happening right now, and why?
I think one of the interesting one would be artificial intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, and also machine learning is very fascinating to me, and this technology can really help our industry to grow, and all these application, I think it will be future proof. And if you look at how we can use AI and also machine learning in terms of autonomous driving, precision medicine, precision farming, I think this technology would really help us in the future.
AI is the future.
Yeah, AI, machine learning.
So, other than AI, do you have any personal favorite of which technology you like most?
I mean, everything is very exciting to me.
Yeah.
But personally, I think besides AI, I'm very interested in the development of renewable energy, especially on hydrogen. I think hydrogen would be the future also.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll now move forward to the next segment. In this next segment, we'll be discussing the role and future direction of MOSTI through a series of questions. So, YB, how do you envision making MOSTI more reachable and accessible to the public so that they can better understand and appreciate the impact of STI?
I think visibility is very important because science technology has always been very important sector, but public visibility is a bit relatively low. So I think I need to put in more effort to make science, technology, and innovation more visible to the public. It will be so that we can have more public engagement. So through social media, town hall with stakeholders, and also various channels like podcasts like this. I think it would really help us in getting more public engagement and also public awareness in science, technology, and innovation.
Okay, so public awareness is the... Okay.
I can give you an example because people are not very interested in science community, although science is so closely related to our daily life. But well, we don't know who is the who are the prominent scientists in Malaysia. So I think slowly we need to introduce the science community to the public. The science community, which is so useful and so useful to the society, but unfortunately not very visible in the public. So we need to improve this, and also of course we'll work together with all our agencies to have more promotion about science, technology, and innovation. For instance, Minggu Science Negara and Techlimpik, etc.
Yeah, okay. So, technology and innovation are the most critical factors contributing to the economic growth and well-being of the community. How does MOSTI ensure that the benefits of technological advancements are accessible to all citizens, including those in rural areas or with lower incomes?
Yeah, I think technology is only meaningful if it could help our underprivileged community. Right. So I'm also trying to use science and technology to help our I would say remote community, like for instance communities in Sabah and Sarawak, the pedalaman, and also orang asli community. So we are also thinking of using the existing technologies to help them to get access to basic amenities like water, clean water, electricity, or internet. So we are trying to do that. And there are various of technologies that we can use to help this community. And of course, at the same time, we also need to promote science SDI among the rural folks, because we need to close the gap between urban and also rural community. So one of the initiatives that we are taking is to set up Ruang Daya Cipta. It's like a maker's lab, you see.
Okay, right.
It's like a maker's lab, mini science center. So we are building up. I just launched one. In Manong, Perak. The Kuala Kangsar area. So so we just need a place, and then our agency will come. Our agency pelaksana is YIM, Yayasan Inovasi Malaysia, and we'll renovate the whole thing, and then we'll put in some technologies, showcase, for instance, drones, 3D printers, robotic, even a studio.
And this is accessible to the public?
Accessible, okay. Definitely. 100% free, and it is for the public, for the local community, in fact. So we are planning to build 10 in this year. We just launched one, and then we are going to build more. And we hope this initiative can help us promote science, technology, and innovation among rural community.
So these are the efforts, some of the efforts to help the underserved and underprivileged. And given that our budget for R&D is currently smaller relatively to other developed countries, is there a plan to advocate for a larger R&D budget in the future?
Well, of course, when we talk about allocation, there's always not enough, you see. But we understand, because we need to juggle, and we have very scarce resources. Of course, we hope our R&D fund, we can have more. The good GRD. But at the same time, we also need to understand the financial constraint that we are facing. So we cannot rely entirely on the government, especially on R&D. So besides some allocation or fund injection from the government, we need to also work on other initiatives. For instance, Malaysia Science Endowment. I think this is a very good and very important initiative, because if we keep going like this, we keep expecting government to pump in money for R&D. I think it's not realistic. Because even other countries also, we are not. Though the science community in their countries are not relying entirely on the government. So we need collaboration from the private sector, from the international community, to help us set up this fund, and to help us enhance our effort in research and development.
So to find a more sustainable approach to get more funding.
Sustainability is very important, because otherwise you just spend and then you don't see anything.
Okay. With food security being a hot topic lately, do you think Malaysia will adopt any specific technologies like AI to address it?
Of course, AI plays a very important role, because nowadays when we talk about farming, we are still in Malaysia. We are still very we are still talking about conventional farming, but in fact, in other advanced countries, people are using AI. People are using machine learning to help them manage their the farm. We call that precision farming. So with AI, with the space technology. We know how much exactly how much we need to water the plant, how much fertilizer we need to use on the plant, so that no wastage, and also is environmental friendly. So AI is very important. In fact, we are working with a few private farms adopting this AI technology with the help of some of our agencies like Nano Malaysia. I just visited the farm, a smart farm.
Okay, where is this?
Yeah, in Manong.
In
also.
Manong as well.
Yeah,
Okay,
in Manong
yeah.
as well. And it is very impressive. In fact, very small piece of land, only about a quarter acre, but the production is huge, and also purely organic.
Why are they farming? What kind of crops?
Vegetables.
Oh, vegetables, mostly
And
vegetables.
also at the same time they are rearing fish.
Oh, okay.
Fishes, yeah. So
Aquaculture, yeah.
very impressive. If we can, I mean, if our farmers can adopt these kind of technologies, I think we can not to say settle, but more or less we can improve the situation circumstances now on food security.
Thank you, Rabi. Can you share any recent collaborations or partnerships your ministry has established with international organizations or foreign governments?
Government so far, I mean, after I took over, I signed an MOU with the Spain government, with my counterpart in the Spain government, the Science and Technology Ministry of Science and Technology. Besides that, through agency, we signed MOU. For instance, just recently, Meranti signed an MOU with TASTA, the biggest incubators in startup incubators in China.
TASTA.
TASTA, yeah, and also Nano Malaysia signed an MOU with the Nanopolis in Suzhou. NIBM, National Institute of Biotechnology Malaysia, signed an MOU with a local company and Pfizer on human vaccine development. So we have various similar collaborations with international parties.
Okay, exploring the challenges and opportunities in developing STI talent is more critical than ever. Moving on, YB, what are your thoughts on Malaysia's startup ecosystem following Mosti's recent town hall? Is there room for improvement to create a more vibrant ecosystem?
Yeah, of course, definitely there are room for improvement. I've spoken to some startups through the town hall, and I'm very glad to see so many talents and also very gifted startups. But of course, we need to improve from our end. We need to improve the access to funding, to access to grant, because there are still a lot of talented startups that they do not know we have certain programs for them. So I think we need to work on it, and also we need to build like we call talent pipelines. We need to prepare talent for these startups, and also we have for instance training programs, mentorship programs. We need to prepare talents for our startup, so that they won't face this talent shortage. Where we know how difficult to set up a startup, you see, and then if they do not have enough talent supply, then they will face more issues. So we hope to help them in terms of talents preparation, and also at the same time we need to create more market opportunities. In order to do that, I think government need to make a lot of efforts, especially on the procurement part, because we need government to use some of the products of our startup to show confidence in these products, and our startup need that, and our government should play a role in that, say, for instance, create a green lane for our startup, like especially homegrown technology. So when government needs to use certain technology, they will look for the technology developed by local startup instead of developed by an MNC. I mean, of course, MNC, they are more competitive in terms of price because of economy of skills. But I think the government should also play a role in helping our startup by using the technology.
The homegrown
Yeah, the
products.
homegrown products. Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe that Malaysia can move beyond being a technology consumer and become a technology producer or innovator?
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
mean, slowly but surely.
Slowly?
Yeah.
What's your projection?
Yeah,
Like
because
what-
I think we are now seeing a lot of technologies advancement, and we also see the importance of technology. Of course, we can't be 100% 100% using our own technology, because science technology are very borderless.
That's right.
Yeah. So we still need to use certain technologies from certain countries, but at the same time, we hope we could increase our participation in creating more technologies instead of just user. So I think R&D is very important. The ecosystem is also very important, because if you have good R&D but you can't commercialize, it will be a problem also. And then if you have a good idea but you do not have enough talent, we will have problem also. So everything have to move simultaneously.
Yeah, that's right.
So that is our that is the challenge.
Yes.
Those are the challenges we are facing.
So what are the strategies that Mosti have done in place to address the issue of brain drain?
Okay. It's
Speaking of talent, yeah.
chicken and egg issue,
Yeah.
because when you talk to talents, they'll say, "Well, you are only paying so little, so you pay peanut, you get monkeys."
That's true.
But when you talk to the industry say, "Well, I have to fork out money to give additional training, because the graduates, they are not ready for the industry when they graduated from the universities." So both of them have a valid argument,
Yeah.
but I think instead of arguing on that, we should make the market bigger. I think one of the problems that our talents are facing, besides low wages, also they have limited choices. For instance, they can only go to certain area. I will say, because of the industry industry ecosystem we are having now. A lot of these industries, the current industries, they are labor intensive.
Okay.
So they're labor intensive, and then the demand for high skilled workers are lower, relatively lower. So our high skilled worker or our graduates, they have very limited choice, and not many
They're
places.
overqualified.
Yeah, overqualified.
Yeah.
And also because of the demand is low, so the wages are low.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a cycle. So I think now we should, on one hand, we need to increase the demand of high skilled worker by attracting more capital intensive, technology intensive investor to Malaysia, so that to open up the demand for high skilled workers. At the same time, we should also encourage our existing industry, SME, for instance, farmers, to adopt more technologies, so that that will also, on one hand, you decrease or reduce the demand for labor-intensive work, labor-intensive jobs, but on the other hand, also will increase the demand for high-skilled jobs. Because I give you an example. If you transform your farm into a smart farm, so you have all these sensors, and you don't need as many workers as you are using now. But at the same time, you would need one or two software engineer, or high skilled workers to manage your system. So on one hand, reducing the demand of labor-intensive jobs.
right.
But on the other hand, you are increasing demand for high-skilled workers. So we need to we need to work hand in hand with the industry, encourage them to adopt more technologies. At the same time, we also need to we need to pull our academic, the universities together with industry players, so that the syllabus in the university can be more industry driven, so that our graduates are ready. I mean, once they are graduated from the university, they are ready for the industry. So straight away they can blend into the workforce, instead of having another round of training, and then the industry will tell you, oh, I need to fork out money for additional training. They are not prepared, so I cannot give high wages. So we need to like we have a multi-dimensional multi-pronged strategies to settle this issue.
This brain drain issue.
Yeah.
So what are the initiatives that are done to solve that brain drain? Like what are the examples that you can give?
Well, I just went to China with the Prime Minister, and I mean, this round we are. I mean, of course, we got a lot of commitments from the China investors, and almost all of them are technology related, and not labor intensive. So this is one of one of the efforts that we are putting in. At the same time, we need to talk to our higher education ministry to work with the industry. So basically, we are just we are barely 5 months, I think. In the office. So we need to work more on this.
Okay. So before we end this session, YB, what advice can you give to young Malaysians interested in pursuing a career in science or technology?
Well, I think science and technology is the future, not only for the country but also for the entire world. Because when you look at other countries, they are putting emphasis on science and technology since their kids are young, very young, primary school. So we are a bit slow in picking up, but it's never too late. And I would say science and technology have a bright future. So if they are interested, please, by all means. The government is going to support, and the government is going to promote STI in years to come. And if they are still not convinced, look at MOSTI. MOSTI is very important. But if you, politically, if you look at every reshuffle or cabinet restructure, MOSTI is always there. Why? Because science technology is very important. So if they're interested, by all means, because we need science and technology talents. And by 2030, we hope, we wish to be a technology high-tech nation, high-income nation, and by then we will need a lot of science and technology talents. So they will be very much needed, in the future. Thank you.
High demand, yeah.
High demand.
Thank you so much, YB Tuan Chang Lih Kang. As we have heard from our esteemed guest, this podcast has provided you with valuable insights and ideas on how we can work together to build a stronger and more prosperous future for Malaysia, especially related to the STI ecosystem. Thank you again for tuning in, and we look forward to having you with us on our next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.